Shalom. My name is Alan Herzberg, and before we begin, I'd like to say that it is my hope to be allowed to offer a series of videos in order to assist others with their understanding of the Word, as well as the relationship between man and our Creator. Do not just believe what I say. The Word is our one authority, so pull out your Bible and check everything, just as we are told the Bereans did in Acts chapter 17, verse 10. So if you find yourself in disagreement with anything presented here, feel free to contact me with your concerns and your evidence, and we will address it in future videos. Remember, we're only men. We are open to error, so please don't hesitate to contact me with your concerns. Today we're going to look at the New Covenant. We want to look directly at the term New Covenant and why, if it is new, so many people are returning to the former ways. So we are told that the new covenant is one of grace, and in Ephesians chapter 2 verse 8, it states that by grace are ye saved through faith, and not that of yourselves. It is the gift of Elohim. In future studies, we will attempt to break down every element of this statement for a complete and definitive understanding of what is truly being stated there. But for the record, the term grace is not a new term, and is stated more times in the Old Testament, the Tanakh, than in the New Testament, the Brit Hadashah. But today our focus is going to be on the term New Covenant. But let's take a look at Amos chapter 3 verse 7, which states, "Surely sovereign Yahweh will do nothing, but he reveal his secret unto his servants the prophets." In this text, we are given notice that all things will be revealed to us through the prophets of Yahweh, so that we will know it is He that accomplishes these things. So if in fact there is going to be a new covenant, we should be able to find the prophecy that declares it will come about. And there is such a prophecy. So let's take a look at Jeremiah chapter 31. Jeremiah chapter 31, verses 31 to 34. "Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand, to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was an husband unto them, saith Yahweh. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. After those days, saith Yahweh, I will put my law in their inward parts, and write it in their hearts, and will be their Elohim, and they shall be my people. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know Yahweh. They shall all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them, saith Yahweh. For I will forgive their iniquity, and I will remember their sin no more." Let's take a closer look at verse 31. "Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah." Note, the word new is from the Strong's 2319. And here we see the word 2319 comes from the word 2318, which means to be new, to rebuild, renew, or repair. Well, there seems to be a bit of a problem here, because this doesn't imply a new covenant as we are given to understand by the shepherds of today's churches. This refers to rebuilding the existing covenant, not giving birth to a new covenant based on different terms. Interestingly enough, this actually remains in line with Malachi chapter 3 verse 6, which states, "For I am Yahweh, I change not, therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed." I want to very quickly take a slight detour here, and I'd like you to notice that in verse 33, the word law, "I will put my law in their inward parts." This word is Torah. Now, Torah comes from Strong's 3384, which means properly to flow as water, that is, to rain. And I would like you to recall that all throughout the word you'll see the word seed, seeds, root, trees, branches, and fruit. And it's interesting to note that Torah is rain that waters all of these, that feeds these. The subject will have to wait for another time. I just wanted to share this little insight with you. Getting back to our topic of the new covenant, we see that in Jeremiah, the prophecy is for a renewed or repaired covenant. So, how do we reconcile the seeming contradiction with centuries of doctrine that we've been taught? And how do the New Testament writings compared with the Hebrew of the Old Testament? Let's take a look at some of the scriptures and the term new covenant that is used in them. In Hebrews 8:8, it says, "For finding fault with them, he saith, Behold, the day is come, saith Yahweh, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah." This is a quote of Jeremiah. And notice that the word new is the Greek 2537 in Strong's. New is of uncertain affinity, new, especially in freshness, while G3501 is properly so with respect to age. So in other words, kainos is renewed, repaired, rebuilt, and the word 3501 is neos, the primary word including comparative second form new, that is, figuratively regenerate, new, young, youthful. The question is that if neos actually means new with respect to age, then why did they not use this word instead of kainos? Again, this gives support to the idea that the covenant is not new, but has been renewed or repaired. Let's give another verse an opportunity to straighten this out. Let's take a look at the words of Messiah himself in Matthew chapter 26, verse 28. "For this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remission of sins." New, once again, meaning repaired or renewed, not new in respect to age. The word testament in Strong's is G1242. It's the Greek diatheke, properly a disposition, that is, a contract, especially divisory will, a covenant, a testament. And in Matthew 26:28, it says, "For this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remission of sins." The word testament here is the word G1242, which you will know means covenant. So Matthew 26:28 can be properly translated, "For this is my blood of the renewed covenant, which is shed for many for the remission of sins." Take note that covenant is listed before testament as a definition. Note also that it means specifically a contract. If we were to adhere to the truest meaning of the words, then the correct translation of New Testament in Matthew 26:28 would be renewed covenant, which has the same meaning found in Jeremiah 31:31, new covenant or covenant renewed. G1242 is the same Greek used for covenant in Hebrews chapter 8 verse 8 that is also used as testament in Matthew 26:28. So you know what we've just done here? We have just confirmed that the word does not contradict itself and that the Old Testament supports the New Testament. Once again, in Jeremiah chapter 31, verses 31 to 34, we are told of the coming of a renewed covenant. That is the prophecy. And in Hebrews chapter 8, verse 8, we are told that we have a renewed covenant. And in Matthew 26, verse 28, again, we have a renewed covenant. All of these verses are in agreement. And I challenge you to check other verses of Scripture that reference the New Covenant or New Testament and prove them, just as we did here with these few verses. We have demonstrated then that the New Testament or the New Covenant equals renewed covenant. We have just proven to ourselves that when Messiah and the apostles spoke of a new covenant, they did not mean that the original covenant, the Torah, was being replaced with something new and different. What they meant was that it was being repaired, rebuilt, or renewed, just as prophesied in Jeremiah 31:31, where the word Chadash is used to inform that the covenant would be repaired as it had been breached. We'll speak about that breach at another time. This prophecy of Jeremiah's and the fulfillment of it by Messiah are in line with Amos 3:7, once again, which states clearly, "Surely Yahweh Elohim will do nothing, but he reveal his secret unto his servants the prophets." Now we have a question to answer. What does this renewed covenant mean for believers? What is the covenant that was renewed? We will explore the ramifications of the renewed covenant the next time. I hope you will join me. Until then, Yahweh bless you and keep you. Yahweh make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. Yahweh lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Shalom.